You've been planning to start for months, maybe years. I taught you to confuse preparation with action, and now you can't tell the difference. If you have a shelf of unfinished courses, a folder of unsent work, or a calendar full of circled dates that passed, this is for you. What if the reason you never feel ready isn't because you need more preparation, but because preparation is the trap? By the end, you'll take one thing you've been preparing for and release a 30% version in the next 24 hours. I'm going to show you the exact mechanism I use to keep you in the waiting room forever. Planning activates reward circuits without incurring effort costs. Your brain gets paid for the intention, not the execution. You bookmark the article. You screenshot the tutorial. You add it to your reading list, and you feel productive until you close the app and realize nothing actually changed. That dopamine hit you just felt? That was me paying you to stay exactly where you are. Look around. The stack of pristine notebooks you bought to get organized. The gym bag that became a time capsule. The folder of draft emails you've been refining for weeks. Each one is evidence of the same loop. I gave you an addiction to preparation, and you called it being responsible. The reason it feels so real is because I'm giving you something real. Just not what you think. Let me show you what you are actually getting paid with. Why does gathering more information always feel like the responsible choice, even when you already know enough to begin? Because I trained your brain to reward the search, not the application. When you plan, when you research, when you organize, your brain releases dopamine, the same neurochemical that rewards actual achievement. But here's the trick. I don't require you to execute to get paid. The intention is enough. Research on procrastination shows that when tasks are projected into the future, your brain reduces the anticipated effort signals. Tomorrow's work looks easier than today's. But tomorrow never comes, because when tomorrow arrives, it becomes today. And today always feels too hard. This is why you have 47 courses and no launched business. Why your course completion rate hovers around 12%. The meta work trap. Planning the plan, organizing the system, perfecting the setup. I'm not blocking you from action. I'm paying you to avoid it. But here's what makes this trap perfect. You genuinely believe you're making progress. And in a way, you are, just not toward what you think. Planning isn't just fake productivity. It's protection. Action means evaluation. Shipping means criticism. Doing means you might fail where people can see it. So you use preparation as a shield. I need more research sounds responsible. I'm terrified of looking stupid sounds weak. I taught you to use the first phrase to hide the second feeling. This is self-handicapping. Your brain maintains attributional ambiguity. As long as you're still preparing, you're potentially capable. The moment you act, you're actually tested. And if you fail after trying your hardest, that's a threat to your identity. But if you fail because you weren't really ready, your self-image survives intact. The artist who never shares their work. The writer with 347 unsent drafts. The developer who never deploys. Each one is protecting something more valuable than success. The story they tell themselves about who they could be. Eventually, you become the person who's always preparing rather than the person who does. So the question isn't, when will you be ready? It's, what are you paying me to protect you from? Let me show you the receipt. Research shows the average person deliberates for 11 months before taking action on a career change. Forum analysis shows people report being stuck in preparation for 10, even 20 years on the same decision. Time theft first. If you delay investing for 10 years, you need 3.4 times the monthly investment to catch up. Starting at $35 instead of $25 with the same $200 per month costs you over $300,000 in compound returns. Then there's competence decay. Study doesn't build skill, only action does. The language you've been learning for 3 years without speaking. You haven't learned it, you've studied about it. Preparation creates the feeling of capability without the reality. And finally, identity crystallization. What started as temporary avoidance becomes permanent residence. You're no longer someone who's preparing to launch. You're someone who prepares. That's who you are now. Every someday item on your calendar older than 6 months is already dead. You just haven't admitted it yet. And here's the final piece. This isn't a phase you're going through. It's a trap that's learning to keep you. Let me show you how. How does temporary avoidance become permanent behavior? Through what Napoleon Hill called hypnotic rhythm, the law that makes habits permanent without asking your permission. Each time you choose preparation over action, you strengthen that neural pathway. Each "I'll start Monday" that becomes "I'll start next Monday" wires the delay deeper. Your brain optimizes for the behavior you practice, and the behavior you're practicing is avoiding, not doing. The trap requires your participation every single day. You have to choose the waiting room. You have to believe one more thing will make you ready. You have to accept the story that readiness is a destination you can arrive at through enough preparation. What started as "I'll just wait until I'm ready" becomes "This is who I am." The waiting room becomes your address. You're always capable of great things as long as you never actually try them. But here's what I don't want you to know. The trap requires your participation every single day. Miss one day of believing the story and the door might open. The mechanism has one weak point. It requires your belief that one more thing will make you ready. But readiness isn't a feeling. It's a story I sold you. You're ready when you move, not when you feel ready. Here's the dare. One thing you've been preparing for. Release a 30% version today. First, choose the project. The blog post, the application, the conversation, the creative work you've been perfecting. Second, ship 30%. Not 80%, not good enough. 30%. An embarrassingly incomplete version. Post the draft. Send the imperfect email. Apply for the thing you're not qualified for. Do it before you can talk yourself out of it. Third, watch what happens when the world doesn't end. The gap between ready and capable was a lie. Action is the solvent. What this breaks. The not ready yet rationalization disappears the moment you move without readiness. The fake productivity dopamine stops working once you taste real feedback. Perfectionism reveals itself as a delay tactic, not a quality standard. Alternative approach. The research fast. For 24 hours, you're forbidden from learning anything new about your project. No courses, no articles, no tutorials. If you don't know enough to act, act anyway. Use what you have. Notice how much you already knew and how much of your learning was hiding. Tomorrow you'll feel the pull to return to planning. That's the hypnotic rhythm calling you back. That's me trying to reinstall the loop. Recognize it, then move anyway. The trap only works if you believe preparation is progress. The moment you see it as the replacement for progress, you're already out.